What is going on, race fans? The Arca Relentless Racing League is at Michigan tonight, and we are expecting, you can see down there at the bottom right, we have got the speedometer because we are expecting speeds of over 210, 220 in the draft. We're going to see if they can do it. Right now we're looking at Kobe. We've got just a few minutes left, a few seconds actually, for qualifying starting. So without further ado, let's get it rolling and roll into qualifying. Yeah, we got two to go. We are going to see everybody. Let me jump up here and get with Isaac. Isaac, it's Arca, Michigan. How fast you think they're going to go tonight?
I was out there doing test drive in the session. Of course, in test drive, you don't get the good old draft, and I was hitting 203, 204 going into 1 and 3. So in the draft, we might be looking at 210, maybe even 215.
Do you think 220 is a possibility.
If you can get the run of a lifetime out of turn one down the backstretch and get a god amount of draft, possibly.
Unfortunately, I did goof up. I logged in as registering, so we won't be able to catch the actual qualified. So
Okay, we still live you.
I did kind of mess that up, but we will read them off to you as soon as they start popping
Now,
out.
I will say this, Jeremy, and the few laps I did, granted, I'm not in the draft. I knew it was gonna be loose at Michigan. I just thought it'd be a lot more loose than what these cars feel like. I mean, they are loose. Do not get me wrong. I thought they were gonna be snapping loose coming out of the corners, but really they're not. They're fairly stable. You just got to really manage your throttle, and if we can get a long green flag run here, I mean, tire management is gonna be absolute key.
I don't know, man. Tire management don't. I mean, it does, but Michigan. I mean, it's almost got that super speedway feel to it. I mean, I know tires aren't important, but are they that important?
I would say yes. I mean, if you don't, I mean, because you said it super speedway feel. So if you don't get that runoff out of 2 and 4, you get tired, you get loose because of your tire wear. You're gonna lose a lot of time. I mean, going into 1 and 3, if you mess it up, it's no big deal. But if you mess up that corner exit, that speed you're losing down the front backstretch is insane.
I'm gonna tell you right now who ain't losing no speed, and that's gonna be Ed Morris, who's sitting on the pole, as y'all can see on the left, with a 38.8.
Yeah,
And
and Morris. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say in Park Farrell and Stupin, I cannot pronounce his name. He's told me so many times.
Sutphin.
Suppin. He said like dolphin with the S. Soffin. I think that's what he said. Hey, I got to use some of the weirdest ways, man, to remember how to say some of these names. Especially when we get our. He's out there. Sutphin. See, I told you. Close to dolphin.
I mean, we're creating nicknames. We can start creating them. I've already renamed Chase. Chase is Ball Bang Harden, 100%. Changed my mind. Chase's new nickname is Ball Bang. Ain't Neko nowhere. We can call Kobe Sup and Kobe Dolphin. I mean, we can start making nicknames if we want. But looking at the points real quick, I know we're only a couple races in, but your current points leader is Gatlin Downey. Morris Senior. Oh, my bad. That's Morris Jr. on the pole. See,
Yeah.
now I'm getting them mixed up.
Yeah, that's the young one. But you know what? We've got Kobe. He's actually, he's talking about points. He's sitting second in the points right now. With Davey Hendricks in third and Edward Moore Sr. sitting in fourth. So, I mean, and right now it looks like Senior is qualifying. So, we've got about 30 seconds. So, while we're doing that, we're going to show it over to the national anthem. And as y'all was here earlier to the previews, you was hearing some of the Hutchison Brothers music. The national anthem is brought to us by them.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
They are starting to grid up, and man, I'm gonna tell you what, there is some fine looking cars out there, finer than Georgia wine.
Yeah, and I was looking through the entry list, and unfortunately, it does not look like our points leader is here tonight. Don't know if he requested a drop leak. Let me check on that real quick. He did. So Gatlin Downey, our points leader, is gonna fall a bit here tonight. Did request one of his drop leaks, so he will get uh 24th place points, I believe, or 25th.
I'm gonna tell you who's enjoying hearing that. That's gonna be Kobe.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, because he's setting what 4.5
5
points
points.
back. So
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, and the reason I mentioned Junior because correct me if I'm wrong, but Junior has actually had a really strong season. We've seen him run up front both races this season, and I had to look back at the finishing order, and he didn't finish as well as he was running at Kentucky or wherever we were. Kentucky.
yeah, Kentucky.
Thank you. I get the K's mixed up. What in the world's going on there? But we'll be rolling out 65 laps here now. We saw last night's Cup race technically go green to checkered. I say technically because we had the stage cautions, but those are the only cautions we had in the race. We've seen a truck race go to green to checkered. Do you think we see Arca have his first race go green to checkered here tonight?
Not in Michigan.
You don't think so?
Not in Michigan. No, I do not think it's gonna happen. I mean, these guys. We saw how by themselves they. And you said yourself, they got a little loose, not too bad loose, but man, they're gonna be trying to drive 10, 15 back, and I think
I
somebody's
don't.
gonna goof.
I don't know because Michigan is one of those tracks, where once you get spread out, cautions are harder and harder to come by. I think if these guys can get spread out here in these first 5 laps, it might go green to checkered.
Real quick before we find that out, a shout out to Zach, man. He got him a milestone. Watched 3 consecutive streams this month, and he's brought in a sub. So appreciate that, Zach. Well, here we go. I think it's what we've been waiting for. Michigan, Arca. I'm ready. You ready?
Let's get it going. I think we had 23 drivers grid up. Alan Kunis, I do not believe gridded. He did not. No, less than that. I think 21 gridded.
21.
That's Morris Jr. getting that really good jump as Parkinson is leaning behind him in P2. Kobe Suffin settled in P3 here early on in the race as back P4 and back, they're too wide there.
Yeah, we're going to watch right here. We got a nice little battle amongst this group of Jason, Brandon, Michael, Dusty. I think that's going to be an interesting little group right there and seeing how they're going to play out.
Yeah, Jason fresh off a win Tuesday night. One hell of a finish we had in the truck series. Looking to duplicate it here, but he's has work cut out for him. Currently running in that 7th position. And it's going to take some work for him to get back up there. Kobe's looking to the inside of the number 33 of Park here, going down the backstretch. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Kobe got a really good run off of turn 2, was able to really easily get around that 33.
Yeah, and Kobe may be he may be doing a little showing.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things I love about Michigan is it is one of the most multi-group tracks you can race at. You see Ed Morris, he's running that middle line about a lane and a half off the yellow, and Kobe's running about a lane higher, so running through the middle and kind of cutting it down on exit to get that runoff. He's going to look low here in Morris Jr. here going into turn 3.
Hitting at speeds of 204 before he lets off going into 3.
Yeah, and then the 19, he's making his way around Quebec, working his way around Farrell. Well, Farrell working his way around Quebec. They're still battling back there for 4th position.
Yeah, we got a nice little battle with these guys going on right now. Oh, almost got into each other too.
That's what I'm talking about, Jeremy. Letting his field spread out. Like,
Oh, there
we
we
got a
go.
rake in the back, 9 and 18 involved. That's the Apple and Kobe. Not Kobe. My apologies, Kobe. I believe that was Jason Garcia.
Michael
And Dusty
Newbrought
Apple.
involved, and had a few involved in that one. Well, not only two, Michael and Dusty. Let's wind it back and see what happened there.
That's just not letting off the gas. I mean, I don't even think he tried to check up for him. The nine went down and touched the apron a little bit there, rolling through center of 1 and 2, lost a lot of speed, and here comes Jason Garcia. I mean, I'm calling it Garcia. I mean, he had room up top, and he just ran right through the back of him. I saw someone else spinning. I think it was Michael New. God, how do you say that name?
Newbrought.
Newbrough, thank you.
Newbrought.
I saw him spinning out. I don't think he had any damage. He just spun out from trying to avoid the wreck. So, no damage on him. But as far as Jason goes, Jason has a meatball, but the 9 of Dusty does not.
It's a tough break going 5 laps out of 65 already a caution. I told you we wasn't going to do it, man. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I felt it. I felt it.
Can't I have hope, please? As Kobe making a very interesting call coming down here in pit lane. I mean, they have, I think, I heard McComas say they had 5 set of tires. Let me double check on that real quick. They have 4 extra set of tires. A little bit earlier to taking tires, but maybe it's a fuel call knowing, hey, it might be a 1-stop race and it's a 2-stop race from here. Let's go ahead and watch Kobe and see if he takes tires here. I don't think Morris is taking tires. Interesting call there here early on. Davey Hendricks taking fuel and going. Morris took right and lefts. Gotta wonder if Morris just forgot to uncheck his tires there.
Okay, right there, somebody who snuck up to the front, and that's Alex Monti. He's moved up to P3, up 14 spots.
Is it just me, or when I see the last name Barry, first name comes to mind, Josh?
Yeah, definitely.
Am I the only person that does that? When I join into an official race or any race and I see a last name, I instantly think of a NASCAR driver. If they have the same last name, like Jones, instantly think of Brandon.
I was taking him too hard.
Now Earnhardt, I mean, it's kind of hard to think anybody else but Junior. I've actually been in some hosted races with Junior. I've actually got to push him in Daytona, which is pretty cool.
You didn't wreck him, did you?
Heck no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
I actually, so
don't recommend 3. It might be a flashback.
No, that's. Wow. So I actually, the race I was in it was a heat style race with an LCQ. He was in my heat. He got wrecked by someone else in my heat, and so he was in an LCQ. And that whole LCQ, I was just watching him, learning from him, figuring out, because he's the best to ever do it. The manipulate drafts was kind of learning from, see how he does it, and the way he was manipulating that draft, even on iRacing, I was blown away. I was like, oh my goodness. But it's every kid's dream to be able to push your one of your favorite race car drivers, even in the game.
Oh yeah,
simulator.
Definitely.
I was like a little kid grinning eater. I was going, push it, Junior.
Yeah.
I was grinning so much. I have a clip of it somewhere on my PC, just because that was probably the coolest moment of my iRacing career. Other than winning the Daytona 24, that by far tops the best moment of my iRacing career.
I knew that was coming.
I don't care if you tell me your bottom split. I mean, you got more bozos in bottom split than you do in top split, so it's a little bit. It's just as hard to win the 24.
Well, who do you think out of this field right here who's going to pull out that win?
It's hard to tell. I mean, we saw Kansas transpire the way, or Kentucky transpire the way it did. it's really hard to tell. I mean, you got your typical guys that you're going to see running up front: Kobe, Davey, Morris Jr. It's who can manage the tires best and who can stay out of the trouble.
Well, it looks like the 11 or the 19 of Brady Farrell is looking to make a move.
Oh, we got contact in the back. 83 and 4 involved.
Oh, and so goodness, that car is demolished. I believe no, that is the 83 of Josh Vangor.
Did I say 83 or 84?
I don't know, but
I said
it's
83, 84, but it was 83 and 4 involved.
we FGR sales. Oh man, that is, I believe, part of Bobby Rafferty's team.
You know what's crazy? For as hard as a hit that 4 took,
No damage.
I mean, he has damage, but none compared to the 83.
Yeah.
83. Oh my lord.
83's open mod
Yeah.
now.
That 83 in the parking for the night. But you look at the 4, and you go to rear chase. I mean, he has damage, but not a lot.
Yeah, that was a lick and a half by Josh took. I think he has a meatball. 100% sure, but I'm going to say he does.
Oh yeah, 83 definitely does. And that's just a product of going 3 wide here early on. I mean,
I don't know if it was much as 3 wide as if somebody might have got a little loose and just shifted up. But
it was 3 wide. I mean, the 83 and 4 are running side by side, going through 1 and 2. The 4 peaked his nose in that gap right, just at the right rear of the 34, and I think the 34 might not have known the run he had and was trying to come up for his usual corner exit, and the 4 was there and sent him all into the wall.
that took out quite a few. So the field is getting a little bit smaller. 55 laps to go. Pace car lights are on. We're going to give a shout out to Martin Sports. Check him out. He's actually got some snow going on right now. Makes some good hoodies, gloves, anything you need for sports, iRacing, sim racing, real racing. He can get it hooked up for you.
You say he has snow or sports? Were you trying to say there's snow where he's at right now, Jeremy?
Everybody get up.
Oh, we got the lights off, Isaac. 11 laps, 2 cautions. You think this is how this race is going to go tonight?
I'm hoping not. Michigan is one of my favorite tracks to broadcast. It produced some of the best racing just because of all the multi-grooves. My 3 favorite tracks to broadcast: Homestead, Michigan, Auto Club, because of all the grooves of racing you can run throughout the whole race, whether you have old tires or new tires.
We up to 14, y'all. Share it with your friends and family. Let's jack those numbers up. As McConnelly says, these are rookie numbers. Look, I bet I told them if I was having a giveaway, they'd be in here tonight. There's that 6 out there, and every time I see that 6, that Viagra, I think of Tony Fry.
Yeah, Fry's been running a Viagra team forever.
Well, Park got a jump on the leader, and he's going to take the position away from Kobe.
Yeah, I was watching that restart. The 98 Monte. He did not give a jump at all. He fell from fourth, is now battling it out. 3 wide back here with the 6 and the 7 for 10th.
Boys better save that for the last lap. You've already seen what happened to a few. Oh, you are 100% right on that, referee Sports. Patience is a virtue, and right now at lap 13, Burger King is trying to find him a line to get in because he don't like waiting in that drive-through line.
I don't either. I just do DoorDash.
They putting it 3 wide right there. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. I think it's fixing to be. Oh, we got him back and back.
Yeah, and another guy to talk about here is Dusty. Involved, I believe it was in that first lap crash.
Yeah, that it
That
was.
first caution. He's actually rebounded pretty well. Made his way back into the top 10 here, getting around the 98 for that 10th position. So he's rebounded fairly well here early on.
Well, he didn't take too much damage off of that, so he was able to probably get it fixed since we've had 2 cautions. They hopefully can get some damage fixed.
I'm actually doing a really good look over on his car, and you can't even tell that car's involved in a wreck at all. There's like no scratch marks, no dents, nothing.
We've got a battle right now for that lead as Kobe and Brandon are battling out going down the backstretch. Both of them hitting about 190. And the rest of the field is in chase mode. Kobe is able to get the run coming out, but you know what? I'm willing to bet, Brandon's hitting right now every bit. What, top speed? He's easily was hitting 202, 203. And that's just a 2-car draft, so Brandon's making that run, trying to on the inside, but cannot get the nose in there. He's going to try it again, going for 3 and 4.
Yeah, as we take a quick look at some movers. Davey Hendrick, he's up 11. Tyler Forsch is up 9. Ed Morris up 8. Senior. Well, no. Yes.
Yep.
And Christopher Wages is up 9. I could have swore, didn't Ed Morris Senior's number used to be 9?
They've swapped around, I think, last season.
I mean, I won't lie though, Jeremy. I thought this race would be more close between the whole field, but you got Kobe and Park basically driving away from the field. A 1.5 lead over your third place driver, which is the 54, Brandon Banks. I mean, usually when you see racing at Michigan, it's not until about 20, 25 lap old tires and start spreading out like this. I mean, I think we went green on lap 12, lap 13.
Yeah.
And these guys are already spread out like crazy.
Yeah,
That's Dusty.
he's starting to move his way on up.
Yeah, he moved his way back up to P9. Able to finally get around the 60 of Tyler. Now looking to reel in the 6 of Holman. Trying to work his way back into the top 5. Or into the, I don't think he's within the top 5 involved in that wreck.
Since we seem to be underdoing a little bit of green flag racing, turn your TVs down because we're fixing to turn it up. That's just a beautiful sound hearing the rumble and the feel of it. Oh, Burger King's loose.
I saw the 19 loose. Barrel.
Yeah, that's Burger King. I couldn't remember his name quick enough, so I had to call the sponsor car out. So.
Yeah, the hit by that 19 moved him back, I believe, 2 spots, and now in the clutches of Dusty, who's still trying to make his way through the field, but in the meantime, Mr. Park has built over a half-second lead, and that's just insane with how draft dependent this track is.
Yeah, either Kobe is in tire saving mode or Brandon's just walking away from him.
Now, I will say one thing though. Banks and Hendricks have been catching him about a tenth a lap. Last time by, Park ran a 39.9. Banks and Hendricks running a 39.66 and a 39.62. They're catching him about 3/10 a lap. Leaders coming in this time.
It looks like they're about that time.
Brandon Park coming into pit lane, able to get slowed down. No black flag for that number 33, and it looked like more of a conservative entrance there for him too. Looks like he really eased it off the track and kept it about 120 until he got right about to pit lane.
Tell you what though, Brandon and Davey are moving on up.
Yeah, they're right there on Kobe's bumper.
Making our way back towards the back. So it looks like we've got us a nice little battle brewing. Barrow and Drew. Drew's going to try to look like he's going to get a run on him on the inside. And I think the 19 might still be trying to recover from where he almost wrecked last lap on the backstretch.
Yeah, and the 19 is out of the top 8. He is on the, I can't even say freshest tires, but he probably has the most gas out of the top 8. He last pitted on lap 9. 88 of Miltenberger coming in this time.
Yeah, it looks like last pit lap was the most recent one. That's going to be Brady Farrell, Dusty Alpin, Jason Hastings.
18 of Rastia is also coming in this time by. Meanwhile, back to the lead. You now got 5 cars all within a second and a half. Being led by the 8 at Kobe Suff and a Corvette in that 76, who we have not talked about yet this race. It's kind of bringing up that tail of that lead pack.
He is still right on the brink of being able to catch the draft, so he's not losing entirely too much. But I'm pretty sure he'd want to be a whole lot closer to him.
Oh, they're all 3 wide up here at the front as Park is making his way back through the field, trying to get his lap back. 76 and Tony Corvette coming in this time. Hendricks looking to the inside of the 8. Banks coming in. Someone else is coming in. Kobe's coming in.
Hendricks looks like he's going to try to stay out and get a point.
All sorts of people in. Dusty in. Tyler Forche in. Barry's in. If I know Davey, I would not imagine Davey going really too much longer. I would be surprised if he doesn't pit this time.
Yeah, I was going to say, he ain't got too much left.
Yep, there it is, pitting in. Davey Hendricks in this time.
He's got Ed Morris right there behind him. Ed looks like he's coming in with them. Ah, that's right, they are teammates.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to put Brady Farrell on point. The King is in front.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. That's the word I was looking for. Where Parks can come out in all this. He short pitted them. Came in, I believe it was 2 laps before Kobe and all of them came in. And he's going to be put almost 4 seconds ahead of Kobe.
Yeah, Parks moving. He's back up to 30. But, you know, we're about a 7-lap differential on fuel, so.
Yeah, but I think everyone else had to pit at least one more time.
Yeah, it looked like 30 was really pushing it for some. So that if we don't have a caution, I would say we're going to have a green flag cycle, and it's going to be interesting to see who's going to try to take 2, take none, take 4, and how it's all going to shift out.
And here's the interesting thing about Dusty. When he came in, he was running P9. When the cycle's complete, if I say Kobe, I meant Dusty. When these pit cycles complete and Farrell pits, that's going to put Dusty into 4th place. Jump 5 spots from that pit cycle.
And definitely not too bad considering that second lap mayhem he was involved in.
That was lap 5. I believe Farrell's coming in this time.
Up next, going to let Park get back up front. Like you said, he's got about a 4-second gap over Kobe.
I think Farrell should run some Ricky Bobby schemes. Every time I see the name, I think of Ricky Bobby. Ricky Booby. Yeah, Park, he had really good execution coming on and off pit lane and pitting those 4 laps early. Really helped him out.
Somebody we ain't talked too much about, who's actually he's up 7 spots and just running his own race, is Christopher Wage.
Yeah, Christopher Wage is getting that top 3 in the most craziest way I've seen. Underneath of another car at Daytona. Didn't quite have a good outing at Kentucky, but he's currently sitting here in P16 up, but what'd you say, 6 spots?
He's up 7 now.
7.
Tell you what, we're gonna ride around with him for a little bit. And Dusty and Kobe have closed that lead that Brandon had down to about 2 seconds.
Yeah, and Davey's right there with him as well.
So I don't know if they're working with each other's draft, but Brandon might be in trouble here in about 5, 6 laps. Seeing that 18 right there of Jason. Down 10 spots, unfortunately. The biggest backwards mover.
I think, in other words, it's considered the biggest loser.
Anything can happen. We got 30 to go. We may have a little bit of a battle brewing between the 60 and the 19, Tyler and Brady.
Yeah, and those, that pack of second group cars, they're catching Arc. That last time by, they made up 6.5 tenths. Over half a second.
Yeah, I can see him catching them here within the next 3 to 4 laps.
I think it might be from the next 2. That time by, they gained another 7 tenths. But based off the lap time I'm seeing, I'm almost wondering if either Park has stayed in fuel, he's put in a 42nd lap, or if he's saving tires. If these guys qualified with a 38, mid 38 lap, Toby and Banks are running a low 39, and he put in a 42nd lap.
They're running them down. Oh, Brady Furrow went off the track, it looks like, right when we went off of him. Lucky break for him. It looks like he got a little bit of damage on that passenger side front. That hood is not looking good.
Ooh, looks like the 6 mic got loose coming off a corner exit there, and he put both of them into the wall. Yeah, 6 got a little loose, drifted down, and into the wall they went. And then, unfortunately for the 17, how did Tyler Berry get damaged? Tyler Berry has damage right now.
I'll tell you right now, Brandon, Will Parks, Banks, and Hendricks, they have all caught up. Kobe has took the lead over.
Wow, that's how 17 got damaged.
Now, do you think Brandon is saving, or do you think they just had the draft in the line to catch him that quickly?
I'm not sure, because he still put in 42nd lap, so interesting. Because you also remember when Brandon Park pitted there, that was his first pit of the race. As Kobe drifted up to the track into the wall, and that's why Davey Hendricks could get by him. Kobe's up and looks like he just overdrove that corner entry there. Ever so slightly. Trying to run that high line, overdrove it. put him into the wall. Not too much damage on the 8, but losing 2 spots in the meantime. My bad. Banks is in the lead, not Henry. I thought Henry was in the lead.
Yeah, it's a bad break for Kobe. I mean, he's still hanging up in top 5, but Morris is he's going to capitalize on his misfortune. You've got Banks. He's starting to walk away from Hendricks.
Yeah, and I'm riding cockpit here with Park, and it looks like Park is getting loose off of 2 and 4. Not a ton, but you can definitely tell he's fighting that wheel driving off the corners.
Let's ride a couple laps with him and see how bad he's fighting.
Oh, Kobe just got really loose right in front of him. I hope you got that on broadcast. That was awesome.
We was right there on it.
Oh my goodness, that was awesome.
Right place at the right time.
And here comes Junior into the fight. Right in front of, oh, he's coming to pit lane this time.
Okay, so Brandon may be looking at, getting the pit, and Kobe is just flying up behind 18.
Morris just damn near used Kobe's own teammate against him. I've never seen that in my life. Wow. Morris was trying to get around Kobe. Racy was slow on the high line, and Morris pinched Kobe up right behind his teammate.
All fair, love, and war.
Yeah, if I'm in that chat room, I'm Kobe. I'm saying, Jason, what are you doing? Get in the way of him, not me. Come on. Don't slow me down.
It's going to be an interesting team meeting.
And they're still side by side. In the meantime, I think Banks either got loose off the exit or he's coming in this time because he was all the way down at the yellow line there going down the backstretch.
You can see Hendricks, he's just sticking it right there behind Kobe, getting that draft up to 200. It's like 205 before they let off going into 1 and 2.
As Morris is finally able to complete that pass on Kobe, that had been a battle going on for a good 5 laps or so. But going back to these leaders of Davey and Banks. Oh, Banks is... Oh, wrong 4. Never mind. I went to the 34 instead of 54.
Man, you got you got the 33. He's trying. Kobe getting loose. He is fighting that. You can see him moving that wheel.
Yeah, and we saw it. We were riding cockpit view here with the 8. I think Banks may be coming in. I heard Banks mic up and say something to Davey. Maybe not. Oh, yep, he's coming in this time. Okay, it looks like Kobe's coming in as well. 9 to Dusty App. What a save that was entering pit lane. Wow, did he get a speeding for that? No, he did not. If you get a chance there, Jeremy, go ahead and watch a nice pin entry. Man, I thought he was about to loop it around.
Actually riding with him right now as he's coming into pit.
It looked like from the angle I was watching, he got a lot more loose than he did, but what a save that was. I know people are like going, it didn't look that bad. When you're in your braking zone like that coming to pit lane, that car can loop in a hurry.
Yeah, just because it don't look bad, don't mean it don't feel bad. You can be
I
holding it
guess.
straight and you feel like you're going in sideways.
Oh, did he run out of fuel? What is going on with the 9? He's really slow entering his pit. After I Kaku here, he was going down pit lane. He run out going to the pit stop? Oh, he did! Dusty Applin, tough break there for Dusty, running out of fuel as he entered pit lane.
That explains why he was coming in so fast.
Oh, that's such a tough break for him. He made it to the stall.
Morris is coming into pit, and that looks like that's going to hand the lead over to Morris Sr.
As more seniors go. Oh, never mind. I keep forgetting. These Morrises are going to confuse me all season long.
Yeah, it's going to be a... Well, they told me that one way to keep up with the older one had the younger number. So,
No, last week the older one had the 9 or something like that. It was the older one had the bigger number and the younger one had the smaller number. And then this week it's flip flop.
I believe that's in the other series.
Possibly. I don't know. I had a level 4 concussion when I was younger, so I don't remember stuff to save my life.
Senior got him a point for leading the lap.
Yeah, as I'm wondering if Banks got that good of a pit stop or if he just took 2. I'm gonna go back and watch the 54's pit, see what he did here.
It's like Morris coming into pit.
Oh, he took 4 tires. Huh.
16 to go.
$16 to go, and Banks has a 3.2 second lead over Hendricks now. As Hendricks is now able to get by the 33 of Brandon Park as Kobe Sufton's in tow.
They are all on chase mode trying to catch Brandon Banks. He's up 3 seconds.
Yeah, with him being up 3 seconds, these guys got to average about, I think it would be 0.2 a lap faster just to be able to catch them. And last time by, they were running about the same time.
None of them's close enough to really, I mean, Kobe and Davey, they're getting the draft from each other. Park, too far out of the draft. And Morris, I don't think he's able to get enough of it to matter any.
As Davey was 3.5 tenths quicker that time by.
Well, they're coming up on lap cars, so that may easily dictate a little bit. We've seen sometimes these lap cars in Arca
Don't know what they're doing.
just aren't the most user-friendly.
Aren't the most leave that friendly. $38.79 by Bank, $38.48 by Hendricks. If Hendrick keeps up this pace, he'll be able to catch Banks with probably about 5 to go. The 6 is in the wall behind Banks.
You can see right there down at the bottom, past 3 laps, Hendricks has been faster than Banks.
And we were just talking about lap cars not being friendly, and Davey Daniel had a run-in with the 6 coming out of 4. The 6 went high, then went low, then went back high, and Davey, pretty sure Davey might have to check up for him. Still gained about 3 tenths on the leader, though.
I think everybody's going to be pretty much good on fuel, but it's going to come down to the tires now. Hendricks is
Davey.
slowly gnawing away.
Yeah, but he was only able to gain about a tenth and a half that time by. With 11 to go and the gap being 2.0, I mean, he's going to have to gain about 2/10 a lap.
It's got him down to 2 seconds.
I'll tell you what, we were talking about him earlier, looking through the standings right now. But Christopher Wages is sitting in the top 10 in that 10th position, up 11, no, 13 spots from where he started. The 13 up 13. Looking for a good top 10 finish here as he's about 7 seconds ahead of Dusty, who's running P11.
I'm going to tell you right there, I don't know if you saw it or not, but that 59 of Leandro had a massive save going down the backstretch.
Oh, I gotta go back and watch this. Into the wall. Gets it off the wall. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, and then he goes into 3 all weird and still keeps it going straight.
Yeah,
That's a driving skill right there.
That is. And I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to say it right. If not, correct me. Puerto Madrid.
And once again, that's one of those moments you're watching. I didn't look that good of a save. When you're in that moment, if you've ever experienced going 200 miles an hour into a current turn, and you're on the apron when you enter it, to be able to keep that car going straight, that's a feat in its own. But that gap is now a 1.84. Last time by, Davey Hendricks slower than Banks.
Yeah, if he's going to catch him, he better start flooring it. Christopher Wages still up 13 spots. Davey Hendricks up 13 also.
He's currently tied with Davey for that bonus point for gaining the most positions. Wow.
Got Kobe and Ed battling it out again.
Oh, a little bit of door bang going on there.
Yeah, that was real close. That was a good high five.
And say, get out of the way. This is my podium finish. And Davey was about a half a tenth slower, so Davey now starting to lose a little bit of time to that 54. With 7 to go, he's going to have to put in some blistering laps here on old tires for him to have a shot at the win here in these closing laps.
He's trying to chase him down, but I seriously don't know if it's going to be enough.
That last time by, he was a tenth and a half quicker. It's still a 1.7 gap. I don't think he's going to have enough time. Looking on the track map, looking at the leader, I mean, Davey's only saving grace is the 54 of Banks does have some lap traffic ahead of him. I mean, it could help him or it could hurt him. We said it before, lap traffic hasn't been the friendliest here this season in Arca, so Davies closed that gap down to a 1.67 as Banks crosses the line for 5 to go here at Michigan. Almost said Oslo. Yeah, and the question is, so his first lap car he's coming up on is the 9 at Dusty. How hard do you fight in these closing laps to stay on the lead lap if you're the 9?
I'm giving it all I got. I mean, you're down to 5. I mean, I overcame. It could have been a whole lot worse. I'm on the lead lap. I mean, barely.
4 to go this time by. That lead back to a 1.7 for Banks. I'll say one thing about David. He just can't catch a break. When he wants a caution, they don't come out. When he doesn't want a caution, he gets them left and right. He has had some pretty bad luck here. Both Arca and trucks this season.
And if it stays the way it is, looks like Banks may be able to get that hefty 54 up to victory lane.
Yeah, 3 to go. 1.7 gap. 1.8 almost here. They're across the start finish line.
Yeah, I think Hendricks just gave it all he's got. I think he's just going to have to settle for a P2.
And Mr. Farrell has disconnected.
Right now, Christopher Wages up, biggest mover, 14 positions.
Oh yeah, he was sitting in front of Wages.
Unless something happens drastic with Wages, he's going to get that points, those bonus points for biggest mover.
Yeah, and going back to the whole lap traffic deal, if I'm the 54, you got a lap and a half to go. I'm not even messing with these lap cars. I'm gonna sit behind them. You know, give me the good second and a half, 2 second buffer in case they make a mistake, and just kind of ride it out where he's sitting at right now.
I'm going to tell you what, Dave, you can't relax too much because Morris is closing that gap down. He's got him to half a second. Now, I'm pretty sure he's in that draft.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the battle right here for a second. So we kind of drive off Morris and get here. People already saying good win, Brandon. He hasn't completed the race yet.
Oh, and something happened with the 38, Hendricks.
Oh, is he out of gas?
I don't think he was out of gas, but something drastically happened there.
He just wants to create excitement. That's what it is.
Morris going to take second. Hendricks third. Kobe fourth. Tony recovered pretty good with the top five. Michael Newcroft sixth. Brandon Park running strong, but this didn't work out in his favor. Running out in seventh. Christopher Wages makes it to ninth. Up 14 spots. Your biggest mover of the race. Running out your top 10, that's going to be Jason Hastings.
Oh. So, going back to Davey on that last lap coming out of 2, he had to lift ever so slightly coming out, and that gave the 7 the run. You can hear him get out of the gas. Oh yeah, fumes coming out of the exhaust and everything. He had to get out of gas a ton to stay out of the wall. And Morrison had a really good 3 or 1 and 2 right there and got the run off, and that's what they able to get him to second.
Well, a quick shout out to our ad while we get our top 3 finishers up here in the booth, and we will do some interviews here in a little bit. Tell you what, that was a pretty good race, a clean race overall. I mean, what, 3 cautions? Nothing too much to complain about.
I thought we only had 2. Did we have 3?
It may have been 2 or 3. Well, we've got a P3 winner, Mr. Davey Hendricks, who would have had P2, but that wall got a little too close to him, Davey. I mean, the wall or top three? You picked a top three.
I mean, I probably could have kept it off the wall and kept second, but if it's not a win, who really cares between second and third? It's a point. And I probably owe Ed some payback from last week for killing him.
As it's a little return the favor. So, I mean, you had a strong car. You was playing chase for a while, and you was actually gaining. You went from about 4 seconds to about two, in the span of about 10 laps. But it just seemed like you couldn't get under that second and a half threshold.
Once the tires equaled out, I thought we were like pretty even on speed. Even on those long runs, I mean, he never really run me. I couldn't get past that little buffer. I probably needed to pit a lap before in order to stay closer, but I don't think I'd have made it on fuel if I'd have pitted when he did.
And you was able to pull off a three, and next week it's going to be a little bit more challenging, I believe, as the boys are taking it to Vegas. So, you got any aces up your sleeve for that track?
Not really. It'll be the first time I put this car on that track, and I won't practice between now and then. So I'll show up, do what I do every week, run my 30 laps, and try and get a win out of it.
All right, man. Again, once again, congratulations to that P3. That's really going to help you in the points, especially with Gatlin not being here tonight.
Yeah, it might boost me to the points lead, or at least be close to it. We'll see.
All right, man. Congratulations. We're going to send you back down there with your team and let y'all devise a plan for next week.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Well, I'm pretty thrilled about Ed's finish. What do you think, Isaac?
Yeah, I mean, he finally has to finish so this season on where he'd been running all race. Like I said before, both Kentucky and Daytona, he looked strong, and he finally able to pull away with that top three. But got a question for Ed if he's in here.
I got you, man.
That first pit stop, man, we saw you take tires. Did you forget to uncheck him, or was that just part of your strategy here during this race?
Oh no, that was part of strategy. I mean, we had that. I mean, we didn't really need it, but I was kind of hoping a couple laps right there might make a difference if we go green the rest of the way. And the tires evened out too quick. It didn't really give me much of an advantage. I mean, we had enough tires to kind of play with. I felt like I would have been okay if we would have had some cautions. If I would have sacrificed a set there, that would have been all right. But it didn't quite work the way I hoped it would. But yeah, that was intentional.
Yeah, and I gotta ask you, man. I said during the broadcast, I got you and your dad mixed up because we had been seeing you run strong all season. So I mean, how does it finally feel to be able to finish where you basically been running the whole race and be able to finish there? Because we saw you finish running strong in Kentucky, got took out in a late race restart there. Daytona, we saw you were strong there. So how does it finally feel to get that podium finish?
That's good. I mean, it took us 3 races to get up here in a podium finish. I was hoping to come away tonight with the win. I was real fast. Started on pole. Brandon, man, he was real good. Davey, Kobe, all those guys up front, man, they were real fast. And strategy was a little bit different for everybody. Some people were short pitting a little bit. We were trying to extend it out as much as we can to make it up on the back end because I knew we were good on the long run. But yeah, no complaints here. We got taken out last week and had a bad finish early in the season. So hopefully this will be some good momentum going forward, and maybe next week we come in here and get that #1 position.
Well, how do you feel about Vegas? You got anything? I asked you the same thing I asked David. You got any tricks up your sleeve for the track?
No, I've never been much of a gambling man. I always rely on skill because my luck has never done me any favors. Um, Vegas, I like Vegas. Vegas is a fun track. It's another 1.5 miles, but it has its tricks and advantages that you can get at it too. So yeah, we're gonna have a strong car at Vegas. be looking forward to it.
Well, they say the house always wins, so we're going to see if anybody can break that or if the house takes a few victims next week.
And we'll see.
All right, Ed, congratulations on that P2, and I'm pretty sure you and your dad's going to do some celebrating for that tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Well, you know what, Isaac? He had that hefty garbage bag. You know what? There's so many puns you can run off this one of him hefty bag going to the banks. And tonight, the banks, he cashed in. I mean, he cashed that hefty bag from the bank in, got him a win. Brandon,
Yeah,
congratulations, man.
grabbed him that win, and he took out the trash in the meantime.
Yes, I appreciate it, guys.
But man, one hell of a race he put on there, dude. I think you took the lead over. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, after that first green flag pit stop, man. Um, what adjustment did you make, if any, on the way you were driving that car to help with tire wear throughout that race?
Well, you pretty much had the back of the corner up. The fuel mileage was a big thing here. I think a lot of these guys just kind of picked the wrong strategy. We were very, very close on fuel, so close that I really kind of second guessed going in about 2 pit stops before things. I thought we were gonna miss it by like a lap or so. But luckily, I think we had maybe a quarter of a lap left there at the end of the race and made it. But just biggest thing was just trying to back up the corners, not overdriving the entry, and just burning up the right front because I mean Michigan's pretty bad on tires. So those guys was real tough, man, because those guys were really fast back there. Ed and Davey and Colby there was really good for a while, and so just kind of back it up and making sure we had enough fuel at the end, and that's just got lucky there at the end. To be honest with you.
Well, do you feel like you're going to cash in next week again and get you one down in Vegas, or you're going to come home with an empty bag?
I think we'll be pretty good there. I usually run fairly decent at a lot of these intermediate type tracks, so I think we'll be good. Hopefully, we'll get some long green flag runs in like we got today, and I think that'll kind of work into our strategy there a little bit more. But yeah, I think we'll do good. I said the whole DBR team is really good in those type of tracks, so hopefully we'll go in there and try to get us another one.
All right, man. You got that win. You get those shout outs. They are all yours.
Yeah, so appreciate all my teammates, all the DBR guys. You guys for putting on everything that you guys do, and all of the admins and stuff for putting this on. It's a really fun league, and shout out to Paul's setup shop for all the setups and stuff that he supplies for us every week. He's one of the best setup shops on iRacing. So shout out to him, and say we'll go to Vegas and see if we can get another one.
Well, if he can get it, he will be the first one to get back-to-back wins, Isaac. And that will be something to say. Starting the season off strong with back-to-back wins.
I think he'll be the first dual winner in any of the series here this season. I mean, yeah, we still have 3 races to go before that, next week. And speaking of 3 races, I mean, it's going to kick off next Monday. So Xfinity's going to Richmond for 140 laps. There was your stage break being on lap 60. Xfinity at Richmond, that's gonna be one of those really interesting tracks. It can be a really good race, or it can turn into a mess really quick. We saw, if you watch the Coke Series broadcast, they actually went to single file because the race was so bad. But tune in for that. And then next Tuesday, trucks will be going to Kentucky. Straight off that crazy finish at Kansas. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, go back on the Twitch stream and watch that finish. Racia beating Hendricks at, what was that, by 2/1000ths of a second or something like that.
I think it was maybe a bug stuck on the front of somebody's truck.
Yeah, a crazy finisher, one of the most crazy finishes I've seen on a 1.5-mile track. And then next Wednesday we got Cup. They are going to Richmond, and that'll be the first time we see here in Relentless short track in these next gens. No, they're going to Chicagoland. Wait, no, that's the last schedule. My bad. Yeah, they're going to Richmond. Like the wrong schedule. So that'll be the first time since we go to next gens that we might see shifting come into play. One of the benefits with these next gens is having that extra gear, and on shorter tracks like that, some people shift, some people don't. So it should be interesting to see who uses that extra gear and who doesn't. And then to round off the week, we heard Jeremy talking about it earlier, mentioned all the podium finishers. We got Las Vegas coming up next week, another 65 lap race there. It's going to be at night. I think I'm not putting some laps to get the cars handled here. I've never driven the Gen 4. I don't own it, and I'm kind of regretting I ran trucks and not Arca because I actually liked the Gen 4. I thought I would hate it, but it's actually really fun. So it should be really interesting to see how those cars handle at Las Vegas at night. But definitely a good week of racing we got next week.
Most definitely it is, and anything can happen when the lights go down in Vegas. So till next week, and actually tomorrow night we have got the
Oh yeah, that's right. We got
AWG and Exile Esports late models going on. We'll have Joe up here in the booth, and make sure to check them guys out because that is a fun race to watch. We caught it last week, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting this week also.
Yeah, and the one thing I can say about that series, those cars are a absolute blast to drive. They're going to Langley. Fortunately, will not be there. I got a kid's birthday to celebrate tomorrow night, but definitely tune in for that. I mean, we don't take those races really seriously. We take them seriously, but it's more of a hey, let's chill down, drink some beers, and have some fun type of race. And that's definitely what it was. I got booted by good old Colt Curry at the end of the race, but I didn't care. I was out there having a blast. It's just hanging out with the guys. So if y'all ain't busy on a Friday night, go ahead and check us out tomorrow. Check Joe and Tyler in the booth tomorrow, right?
I know Joe for sure. It's never know who'll be the special guest. It could be Bobby. It could be Tony. It could be anybody.
Let's hit up Clint Boyer and get Clint Boyer in the booth.
Yeah, I'll put in the email right now.
Okay, go ahead and send the email to his agent saying, "Hey, man,
Yeah.
we know you ain't got nothing going on Friday nights, but definitely go ahead and check out that fun series as the racing and it's really tight racing too because I mean we unfortunately not we the admin of that series made a mistake in making it open and I know how to play with setups. I do it all the time, so I knew how to change the gear ratio and change the spring and all that stuff. So I was playing with it, but this week should be fixed and it should be some really tight racing for a short track.
Well, that's pretty much going to wrap it up as it's been wrapped down, and we have got Michigan in the books with Arca. So, have myself and Isaac comes in like a wrecking ball. Wilson, we will see y'all next week. Till then, stay safe.